Givan with 1 RBI on the season, and in a scoreless game that has featured a combined 3 hits. This is the moment the designated hitter has been waiting for. 1-1 pitch with Givan, roping one down the right field line. It'll bring home the first run, make it the first 2 runs. Smith scores, so does Webby. Givan takes second. Colonels take the lead. Colonels have dropped a couple of close games to Ole Miss and Tulane this week, but Cole Stapler on fire tonight. Strikeout to lead off the 9th. Auten retired for the 3rd straight time. 7 strikeouts for Cole Stapler. 32 appearances, just 2 starts his first 2 seasons. 19th start in the last 2 years for Stapler, and Quade Smith will take care of the second out on a hard line drive into left. 2 away. Stapler 1 out away from his first complete game of the year. And he'll miss down and away against Jake Polshin. Another 1-run game and a Southland Conference matchup for the Colonels. Cole Stapler, pop fly into short right field. Valdez, McWhorter, Webby all in the picture, and it's Valdez straddling the fair foul line. Colonels win. 9 innings, 3 hits, 7 strikeouts for Stapler. Colonels get 2 runs in the 7th inning on a 2-run double by Juan Givan, and that's all it took. Cole Stapler pitching deep into the game. He gave up a solo home run in the 8th. Credit the patience and persistence of Stapler tonight to stick with it. He knew the bullpen was warming up. Didn't matter. Stapler just under 120 pitches. Finishes the game with 119. He walked just 1 Husky. 28 batters faced. And outside of the solo home run to Carey Jones, that was it. As we finish tonight's game in 1 hour and 59 minutes. Juan Givan following the Colonels' 2-1 win over Houston Baptist. This is a game all about moments, and you took advantage of your moment tonight. 2-run double, the entire inning. It just was a perfect blocking, building block for what this team has been trying to do. Walk us through that at bat and what you saw on a pitch that you ripped down the right field line.
Well, it all started with Quade. He got on, he did his job, and Webby saw a lot of pitches. And actually, before I got up to bat, Coach Ford told me that, they're probably going to come with a lot of off-speed. So with good just scouting and coaching, just got the pitch and able to hit it.
I'm going to grab Cole Stapler over here because he still looks good in his St. Patty's Day green. I know that we're going to be auctioning off these jerseys soon. Tell us a little bit about what went into wearing these tonight, and second time in the 3 years the Colonels have worn them, but first time you've been able to rep them as a starter.
I mean, it's exciting. Every day we get to wear our red, black, and white jerseys and get to throw something different on one time and, have fun on St. Patty's Day, and it's exciting.
Cole goes 9 innings, gets the 3rd complete game of his career, 119 pitches, 7 strikeouts, only 3 hits allowed. In between the 8th and the 9th inning, you've given up a solo home run to Carey Jones, still a 1-run game. What were the conversations like between you, Coach Tibb, and your pitching coach, Zach Butler, about what they were looking from you in the 9th?
Well, Coach Butler just simply came up and asked me, said, how you feel? And I said, Coach, just let me run back out there. I don't care if it's 1 batter, 1 pitch, just let me go back out there. And he said, you got it. You got it until you lose it, so go get it.
How does that change the mental makeup that you're offering when you have 3 outs to get, but you know that you can't be laboring through that inning? You went right after hitters, established some early strikes, and had a quick 9th inning.
You get that extra, burst of adrenaline there in the 9th inning, and I had defense playing behind me all night, so I knew I just had to throw strikes, let them hit it. They're going to get themselves out, and I just love being out here, throwing in front of this crowd, and they get me going. So that's what I like.
It was really considerate of you to give Joey Morales 3 straight ground balls in the 8th.
Yeah, I mean he's made plays all day for us, and I guess that's just cap off the night right there, getting 3 straight ground balls.
It's a pretty remarkable game when you look at the 5 starts you've had this year. You've been the best pitcher in the conference in 4 of those 5, but you have 1 hiccup a week ago tonight against Northwestern State. 8 runs in 4 2/3 innings. I say it because we'll never see it again from you, and you still get the series win behind Caden Hatcher and Mike Hancher last Saturday and Sunday. The last week after that start for you last Friday, what's been going through your mind the last 6 days to know that that's not you and you were going to have a bounce-back start?
Well, it's just a long week of preparation. I mean, it happens. People get roughed up all the time, and it's just having a short-term memory. Move on. Just restart over, and just get ready for next week.
How has your mindset changed during your 4 years here? Would you have had that quick response your first 2 years with the program?
I might have thought about it a little bit longer as a freshman, maybe a sophomore, but, growing into a weekend starter and, you're not going to be your best every single weekend, and you just try your hardest to be that, be the best every week. But, it's not going to happen, and you just got to fight to get through it, move on next week.
You've got a 3-1 club in conference play right now, 3 straight wins in conference play. Exhausting week playing Ole Miss on the road and then playing Tulane in an extra inning game. What did you learn about your team last weekend in conference and then playing a couple high-profile non-conference games before your first weekend at home in Southland Conference play?
Well, last week, we showed a lot of resiliency and winning ball games. After Friday, we came in, win big on Saturday. Show a lot of guts there and late in the game to win on Sunday. We come in, we face a pretty good arm, or a few arms there from Ole Miss, and they kind of shut us down, but bounced back a little bit on Wednesday and tie the game up in the ninth. Things didn't work out for us, but, it shows a lot of heart for them to come out here and just keep battling against a really good arm they had and, scratch a couple runs and, give us a win.
Well, congrats on the win, 3rd complete game of your career. We know that there are several more still in store this season. Huge win, and enjoy wearing that jersey a little longer. It looks good on you.
All right, thank you.
Cole Stapler and the Colonels, they pick up a critical win against Houston Baptist. We'll grab Cole's coach shortly. Seth Thibodeau and the Colonels now 3-1 in league play. And HBU had come in losers of 3 of their last 4 games, but this is still a program that's 8-8 on the year. They had taken 2 out of 3 from Nicholls last year. You have to have a short and a long-term memory in this game. So short-term, focus on the present. But you saw Addison Huss last year in the Sunday start when they clinched the series. To be able to get him tonight and in such a close game, that's the type of response you want from your team.
And it was, I kind of had a feeling, and you and I talked about it before the game, it was going to have to be grit, defense, and we're going to have to pitch it. And so Stapler was outstanding, and he worked hard this week. It didn't just happen tonight. He started, he was focused and ready to go, when he was lifting weights after, last Saturday morning. So he had a great week of prep, and I kind of had a feeling he was ticked off to win. And usually when our guys are, we have a good shot to win. But he had 13 ground ball outs tonight, and our guys played some defense, and he was sinking it pretty good. And he gave up a solo shot, and I think they'd love to have that pitch back. But at the same time, that was their big blow with nobody on, and our big blow was with 2 runners on. And tip of the hat to our seniors, man. Quade Smith breaks up the no-hitter, Gavin Webby draws a walk, and then Alex Tucker gets down a perfect bunt, and Juan Givan delivers a big hit for us, a timely hit that allows us to go up 2-0. And it was awesome to see our seniors jump up like that and step up. Every one of them contributed.
Through 6 innings, Cole Stapler had only allowed 2 hits, but the story of the night was Addison Huss. He's got a no-hitter going until the 7th inning, and somehow Stapler is secondary because of the pitching by his counterpart. But then the 7th inning arrives, Quade Smith breaks up the no-no. Break down what you saw from your 3 and 4 hitters, because Gavin Webby, he's got Quade Smith rattling the pitcher on the mound, 4 pickoff attempts, 3 straight balls to Webby, who just wanted to bunt it. He takes a 5-pitch walk, and then the whole complexion changes.
Yeah, we put a little pressure on him and made him get uncomfortable, and he was comfortable the entire time. He was going at his own pace. He was going at his own rhythm. So we had to do something to break it up, and usually veteran guys can do that, and our veterans definitely did it right there. But, man, it was good to see us grind right there in a tough moment. And Addison Huss was really, really good. He was ahead of hitters. He was attacking the zone. He was throwing 4 pitches for strikes, and he was kind of doing it at will and what he wanted to do. And it was a perfect night for it because, early in the game, Juan Givan blistered one to the track in right field with the wind blowing straight in. That's a home run any other day. So, but he was really, really good, and it was so good to see us beat a good arm because it was something our guys have been talking about.
You give 3 players a start that had a combined 29 at-bats before tonight, and 22 of those were from Givan. But what you saw from Givan, Ross McWhorter, and then to add a different look with Quade Smith, 22 of those at-bats were from Quade Smith. And Juan Givan, biggest hit of the 9, and he's doing something that he hasn't had a lot of experience doing this year. It's the mentality. Be ready when your name calls, and then you can deliver.
I think more than anything is just trusting somebody's heart and soul. And Nick Quade has been working his tail off, and it hasn't got off to the start that he wanted to. But I saw it in his eyes, and all week he's such a great teammate. And those guys are going to deliver for you at some point. It may not be over and over again, but it was good to see that. Ross played great defense and had some good ABs, and But, man, Quade made some great plays in the outfield too. So it was fun to see those guys step up when their number was called, like you said, and deliver for us in some way, shape, or form. And I think the leadership really willed us to a win. This was the kind of win that you get from veterans, and so that we're really kind of putting it on our veterans' shoulders, and they did a great job.
Strategy question. Heading to the ninth inning, Stapler had over 100 pitches. What's your rule of thumb with your ace, knowing that he was going to top out around 120 pitches? He finishes 119 pitches and gets the complete game.
I was okay with 120, but really not wanting any more than that. And after the seventh, I think he had 98. And then he had 109 or so going into the ninth, and I was ready to pull him. And Coach Butler went over to talk to him, and he shook his head before he even got to him. So, when it's like that, the kid's locked in and he wants to finish, and he finished with less than 10 pitches in the ninth inning, which is, you can't ask for anything more. So 120, he works so hard, he's in great shape. He can bounce back from that. But whenever they look you in the eye with a little fire coming out, you're just going to let him go. And he was feeling it, and he looked great. But it was because this kid put in some tremendous hard work over the last 12 months. So it was his moment to take care of it.
Congrats, Coach. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Thank you. I don't expect anything different tomorrow. It'll be a similar type game. It'll be a lot of fun.
Colonels pick up the 2-1 win. We'll see you at 6 p.m. GoColonels.com. Caden Hatcher looking for back-to-back wins with the Colonels, making his home debut in the Southland Conference. 6 p.m. Your home for Colonel baseball. GoColonels.com.